Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Why'd they almost go boop, Deb C? Hey guys, and happy Thursday. It's Thursday! Oh, wow. We only got one more day left until, well, not even one more day. We only got hours left until Friday. Oh, then it's the weekend. Okay, so listen. You didn't come here to watch me dancing and singing like a fool, or maybe you did. In that case, then. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I got that out of my system. So it's Thursday, so that means last night I watched the season finale of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was the finale, so that means next week we are getting the start of the reunion. I don't know how many episodes the reunion is going to be. To be honest with you, they'll probably make it 3. I don't know that they have enough to even fill three episodes up. So let's get into the reunion. The white party is back after it had been retired. It is back, and this year it is the biggest of all time, because Kyle and Mauricio had rented out SoFi Stadium. Yes, it was an extravaganza put on by none other than Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee, oh, she is back. He's back, baby. And I was really surprised that she got Kevin Lee, because as we all know, Kevin Lee did all of the LVP parties, all LVP's parties. What's the name of her house? Not Chateaubriand. I've watched every season of Beverly Hills, but I don't know why I cannot remember the name of Lisa Vanderpump's house. Anyways, so she, and throughout the night, she threw some shade at her former best friend, and they also are having a special guest entertainer. It's Erica Jane. Listen, honestly, they needed to save money some way, because renting out SoFi could not be on the cheap. So they, she said, Erica, would you like to play? And of course was probably free, and if not free, then highly discounted. But it works out for Erica because she wants to get out there and she wants to build up her name before her residency outside stage at Chi-Chi's or Chili's or whatever it was, her $17 Groupon residency. So she's having Erica play. So they're getting that all together and everything. Meanwhile, Sutton is meeting with her daughter Porter at a jewelry shop. I really do enjoy seeing Sutton quite a bit. I enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes with her daughter, with her dating. Speaking of her dating, we found out a little bit later in the episode that it didn't end so well for Sutton and Steve, because Steve ghosted her, and then 2 days after he called her. So R.I.P. Sutton and Steve. I liked them together. I thought he was adorable. I thought he was funny. Obviously, he's a jerk. So, but I did enjoy seeing Sutton and Porter together, and she was just letting her know that, listen, whenever I was with your dad, I gave up some of my power. You can be with a man and you don't have to give up your power. And I want to show you how to be a strong, independent woman. And also, I want you to know that, listen, just because you have money, that doesn't mean that you're going to lay around all day, eat in a moo-moo, eating bonbons. You can go out and work as well. So she wants to show a Porter that what it looks like to be a strong, self-sufficient, independent woman. And I loved that. I loved seeing that. So then we go to all of the ladies getting ready for the white party. Garcelle was telling her glam squad that she had talked to Denise Richards about this and it mentioned that Erica Jane is going to be playing and that she has a residency, and Denise through some shade was like, she has a residency? You mean you can lip sync at a residency? Oh, you sure can, I guess. Plus you can steal other people's songs. You can actually, what Erica did is she got caught by, I cannot even remember what the name of the song was or how the song went, but she just played the other person's song and she lip synced to it. She wasn't even trying to be like, I'm going to sing over the music. I'm just gonna lip sync. Maybe nobody will notice. That artist certainly noticed and called her out hard. I wish I could remember the name of it, but yeah. So Denise isn't lying. I mean, she does have a history. Also, Dorit had FaceTimed PK. PK is still in London, and she's saying he knew he had to be back in time for this. He's still there. He had been at the end. How long did they say? Okay. At the end of this episode, he had been in London for 39 days. That right there, I don't know if that marriage is going to last. I mean, we spent all season really focused on what's going on with Mauricio and Kyle. Didn't find out anything. Why were they pulling back so much from Dorit and PK? I mean, and why is my hair doing that? So I don't know why they pulled back so much from Dorit and PK. And she had even said, since we had that one-on-one at home with the therapist, everything was okay for a little bit, and now it's like it never even happened. Now that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he had that one brief little moment where he appeared to care. He don't seem to care at all. I'm just saying that one, that's going to be the next one to go. Okay, so everybody shows up at the white party. We had Camille was there. The morally corrupt Faye Resnick was there, of course. Cynthia Bailey looking stunning. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be upset if they included Cynthia Bailey as a housewife. I'm just saying. I mean, 8.5 can leave anytime. I wouldn't be upset if Cynthia Bailey was on there. And Jeff Lewis, who was just obviously just tossing shit all over the white party that probably wasn't white. Jeff, did I say Jeff Bailey? Who am I thinking? Jeff Lewis. Jeff Bailey. So she had seen, what was it? Kyle had seen Jeff and had greeted him nicely and said, you owe me an apology. So I guess on his podcast, he claimed that she was taking Ozempic, and she was like, I have not taken any weight loss drugs. Listen, I'm going to tell you, a lot of times I don't believe when they say that. I kind of believe Kyle, because we had seen her actually going to the gym and working out. She has not been drinking. I believe her on that. I'm going to believe her on that. The others, no, I don't. But her, I do believe that. But I was going to say, Jeff Lewis, I used to really like Jeff Lewis, but now, no, like his shit talk on Monica Garcia, it went a little too far. I'm not the biggest fan of Jeff Lewis right now. So everybody's talking, everybody's having a good time, and it comes time for Kyle and her daughter's entrance. And it was really cool because they walked through the tunnel. There were like all those showgirls, and then one massive showgirl that was like, and then the Chargers cheerleaders. And it was a very cool entrance. It would have been really awesome if Mauricio was there walking with them, or even paid attention to their entrance. But Sutton was like, wait a minute, where is Mauricio? Have we located him? I mean, he's been missing since Lorene's memorial. Where is Mauricio? Mauricio is over getting food. He obviously doesn't care one bit about where his wife and his daughters are at. And that was proven kind of when Kyle was talking about how Mauricio doesn't listen to anything she says, doesn't pay attention to her, because he really did think that the white party was going to happen in the parking lot of SoFi Stadium. I'm with Kyle. What look does she look like a woman who's going to have a white party in a parking lot? She most definitely is not. That to me just shows like a total like disconnect and a disinterest in anything that she has to say. I don't think he listens to anything that she has to say. I'm not saying that she's super attentive to what he says, but you can tell he just don't care anymore. I don't even think he's trying to hide it anymore. So Erica is getting ready to go on stage. Erica says the only time she's really ever happy is when she's on stage. So none of your friends make you happy? You can't make yourself happy? None of your friends make you happy. Okay. Well, hey. So she comes out and Kyle is introducing her. And Kyle says, and tonight we have Erica Jane. And here she's making an entrance. Only Erica Jane can make. Listen, when she said that, I was expecting her to make some grand entrance like Taylor Swift or Beyonce. Or remember when Lady Gaga had her halftime and she jumped from the top of the stadium down onto the field. Remember that? I would expect something like that. Not something that rivals that one scene in Parks and Rec when Amy Poehler's running for city council and she has to walk across the ice skating arena, the ice rink on that little tiny bit of red carpet and then falling all over the place. Listen, her and her dancers walk. She had that ridiculous hood on, like she's a boxer. They're walking across an empty football stadium, an empty football field. Oh, that's some entrance. Are you kidding me? Well, listen, I mean, it is Erica Jane. So she gets out, she plays. I would have played a different song. Like, I get it that is your most famous song, but after it was found that your husband stole like millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars from victims, and that's the song that you're going to play, It's Expensive to Be Me? Oh, I don't know if I would have played that. And the only people that seemed like they were like real excited about it were the Housewives. No, it didn't look like that many people behind them were like real excited. I mean, I'm just saying. And all the ladies were like, this is her comeback. Kyle's crying. She's like, I'm so proud of. Did she just play one song? I mean, she couldn't have just played one song. She had to have played more than one song. I mean, and the only ones that were doing it for me on that stage were the dancers. I don't know. I don't know how much support that drummed up for the residency. I mean, because from what I understand, those tickets were going cheap. Those tickets were going for the cheap. So don't come at me, but listen, all the other people when they had parties, they get like famous people singing. They got like Melissa Etheridge, they got Taylor Dane, they got who else? Well, we know why they got Boy George. They got these people. And then Melissa Etheridge, Taylor Dane. Who else? And then who did she get? And before she had, who did she have? She had Wilson Phillips, I think, at one of her parties. And now she's bringing out Erica Jane? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So, and she came off, and then that was it. And it was like 8:30. I think it was 8:38. I looked at it, and I was like, wait a minute. They're already rolling the credits of what's happening. What? Is this it? This is it? This was, in my mind and out loud, I was like, this is the worst finale ever. This is the worst finale of ever. We find out that 8.5 and Crystal, they haven't talked. Surprising. Shocking. PK finally came home after being in London for 39 days. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way those two are going to make it. I'm going to call it. They are not going to make it. And if I remember correctly, Kyle and Dorit haven't spoken since maybe December. Which, listen, Dorit was under the impression that those two were best friends. Kyle obviously thinks otherwise. And then, listen, the funniest thing though, I mean, it wasn't funny. It's something that I would probably do, but Sutton is standing there and then she falls. I would probably do that. But then right after that, she says, I am showing that I can stand on my own 2 feet. Right after she took a header on in SoFi. So that was it. And I was like, well, wait a minute. This is it? This is all? Oh, this was terrible. This was terrible. Then they go to a black screen, real dramatic. 1 month later, because I was like, well, wait a minute. Aren't Mauricio and Kyle going to talk to the girls about this? Black screen. 1 month later. Oh, and shout out to, they're not going to watch this. They don't know me. They don't follow me. I follow them. But they had the voices of 2 Bravo fans that I listen to and I watch religiously. Up and Adam, and especially Kempire Daily. And they were talking about separation. The separation has hit the news. And they then go and they talk to some of the, well, they don't talk to some of the other housewives, but they get some of the other housewives' reactions. 8.5 says, how did the press find out? The big question was, how did the press find out? Who leaked this to the press? 8.5 asked, did the press find out from Kyle? Did Kyle leak it to get ahead of it? Because whoever leaks it is going to get ahead of it. I'm going to tell you. Now listen, and Sutton was FaceTiming Garcelle, and she said, I think that Kyle was lying the whole time. I think it's very sus. You called it. Listen, everybody was like, oh, come on, Sutton, you don't know what's going on. Didn't she? So, and then Rob, listen, I'm gonna, if there's ever a petition out to get Rob Minkoff his diamond for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, please let me know, because I would fully sign that. I need Rob Minkoff to be a house husband, an official house husband on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because they were like, he's like, let me just float this out there. It was Morgan. Maybe it was Morgan who told people. Crystal's like, okay, you're the producer now. You're the director now. You're just pitching ideas. I'm like, is he pitching an idea for Peacock or something for a movie of the week? I love him. I love Rob. So they show Mauricio and Kyle. And And it seems like Mauricio is more worried about like who leaked the story, who gave the story. And Kyle is worried about the girls. How is this going to affect them? They show a lot of different messages from people saying, I'm so sorry. And a lot of other people who were like, Mauricio and Kyle were the face of true love. If they can't make it, true love is dead and this and that. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't, when I think of true love, I don't think of celebrities. I just don't. I look at real life couples in the for real life world that I would be able to really see. You know, who have been together for like forever. You know, like my mom and dad or my grandma and grandpa. I mean, both sets of grandma and grandpaps are not live, but my grandma and grandpaps. How am I saying this wrong? My grandma and grandpaps. I said it wrong again. My grandma and grandpap. Was it that difficult for me to say? It was. I mean, seriously, like these people, old couples who have been like together forever and they're just each other's soulmates. When I heard that they were separating, I was shocked a little bit, but I wasn't like, well, that's it. True love doesn't exist anymore. Anyways, so Erica comes over. She decided she's going to come over because she wants to be a friend, the kind of friend that Kyle was whenever the shit went down for Erica. She was there. She was there for her. So Erica wants to be there for her. And Kyle says, listen, there's not really just one thing that led to this. Okay. And it's not, and it's not about cheating. It's more of like a whole bunch of things out there is what she's trying to say. And Kyle is crying about how, well, I feel like I've let people down. I've let people down because they're sending me these messages about how they don't believe in true love anymore. And Erica was like, listen, fuck them. You two and your family are the ones that matter in all of this. Don't worry what other people say about your marriage. And tell you, typically I won't say this. I'm going to say speak at Erica because that was absolutely correct. Don't worry about what anybody else is saying about your marriage. Separation, it's not great, and divorce isn't great, but it happens. People change. That's just what happens. They were together for 20 years or 20 some years, and it was true love. And even if they divorce, he's always going to be a love of her life, and that can't change. But listen, romance and couples it's not a rom-com where, you know, everything's cutesy, adorable, and everybody stays together forever. It happens. That's just the reality of it. So, I mean, Erica was completely right. So, Mauricio and Kyle are talking, and Mauricio says, I'm just glad it's you that's having an affair, and was laughing. And Kyle said, yeah, for once it's me. And he was kind of like, he didn't do this, but he went, now listen, Mauricio, you're not going to watch this, but the writing's been on the wall for dang dong, so many seasons of this show. Come on. Okay. So they gather their girls up. The daughters come in. They're saying they didn't tell them because they wanted to protect them, which kind of makes me think, well, wait a minute. You should have told them, because this way, whenever it was out in the press, it wouldn't have been like such a giant like shock and like it, because there was the shock of seeing it, but then the shock of probably having it dinging on your phone and people reaching out to you and being like, I'm so sorry, this and that. I mean, it had to have been sensory overload, which couldn't have been great. There is no talk of divorce. One of the daughters had asked, what do you plan to do? Kyle was like, we are going to take some time away from each other to work on this. The daughter was like, you're going to take more time away from each other? Kyle had said, we're going to take time away from each other all while living in the same house, under the same roof. And Mauricio was like, not necessarily. So obviously, hey, Andrew. Hey, Andrew. So obviously Mauricio is planning on spreading his wings. So she didn't know what was going on. But here's the thing. And Portia was crying, and did Mauricio really say, what's up, Portia? Are you okay? No, she just found out that her parents are separating and might just very well be divorcing. No, she's not okay. I would have been like, no, what do you think? Get these damn cameras out of my face. I feel bad. That's who I feel the worst for. I feel the worst for for their daughters, because their parents are going through this, but then they have to go through this in the public eye in front of the whole world. I feel bad for them because they're doing it on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but then his show is coming out with the second season on Netflix, and it's going to be a subject of conversation on there as well. And so then the producers talk to her afterwards, and she says, there's just a big chance that we don't make it. And then she said, things happened that made me lose my trust, and I can't get past it. What is that? Listen, there was all that talk before in those rumors about people being like, was Dorit getting it on with Mauricio? I mean, she's not talking really to Dorit that much. Is there a Doricio or a Morito? Did that happen? I'm not saying it did. I'm just saying it's something to think about. And then they were done with that. So listen, that extra 30 minutes that they had, it didn't tell us nothing. Just like the whole season didn't tell us anything. I'm thinking that she's not saying anything because she's going to drop a bomb on the finale. She didn't do nothing. We didn't hear anything. Nothing. We heard nothing. As a matter of fact, if you go on TikTok and you try and find, because I saw a preview of what he says on his show on Netflix, he says more than she said, and he's not even saying hardly anything. So that's just it. I need somebody to drop it. I need somebody to drop it like it's hot, and I need to know what's going on. So next week is part 1 of the reunion. Erica, the great friend to Kyle, she wants Andy to eviscerate Kyle, probably because during this whole thing with Tom Girardi, he went hard on her on the questions, as he should. So she probably wants him to do the same thing. Dorit is saying Kyle sent her a text trying to silence her. Try to silence her about what? Also, why is Kathy there? Why is Kathy Hilton there? Walking in like she's mother of the bride with her purse. Looking, why is Kathy there? Unless she's just there because Andy wants to see if there's a reunion for a reconciliation between the two sisters. And then when she comes out, why is it that all the ladies look like they're scared to death of her? That probably right there is probably just like editing. I guarantee, because some of them are friends with Kathy. And then Sutton gets the vapors. Looks like she's gonna like pass out and damn near die with her hands all being all puffed. I'm just saying. I don't think that had anything to do with Kathy. So okay. In the comments, let me know if you watched. If you did, give me your comments. Let's have a discussion about this. I enjoy that. So if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity, all that good stuff out there in the universe that comes back at you. And take care of one another. And 2 things. Number 1, always be aware of your surroundings. And number 2, please stay safe. I love you guys. I will see you maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But if not tomorrow, then Saturday. So I love you guys and have a great day. Bye, guys.